Hey guys, what's up? It's me, TakeFlight, here back for another Valorant video. Today, I'm going to give you my guide on Cypher. Cypher, as you may know, is a Sentinel. Sentinel's job is to hold area. Let's start with a breakdown. First, Cypher is a interesting agent. He doesn't really have a defined place in the meta, because he's good, but bad. All his abilities can be very easily countered. And sometimes they might provide little to no value. But if used right, they are incredibly powerful. Let's start with the abilities. This is something to start with. Setups. Cypher is an agent who has setups. We're going to say, for this example, that this is going to be mid, and T-side spawn is just over here. His C. Tripwire. It's a tripwire. I'm not explaining this one. You walk through it, you get a bit of time, and then you get concussed and take 5 damage. If you break it, then you're safe. It can be used in combination. It also tags the person and highlights them, and it can be used in combination with a one-way. Or, if they peek, it can be used like this, and I can just spray through the smoke. It's very useful for setting up plays and for him to get kills. Next, you have his Q. It's a smoke with no roof. It makes a noise when you go in and noise when you go out. But only if you're an enemy. That's it. Next is a camera. It's a camera. Finally, his ult. If you find a corpse of an enemy, well, it'll ping the enemy's location once, and then after about 7 seconds, ping it again. Is the setup. This setup works something like this. There's 2 unbreakable trips that you have to push through, because out here happens to be CT. So just imagine that this doesn't exist. We're just going to imagine that this area doesn't exist. So, yep. So that doesn't exist. This is my spawn. Their spawn is over there. And mid somewhere back there. This is a very useful setup. They have to push through the 2 tripwires because they physically can't break them. And I have a cage to stall longer with both of them. This one being a one-way, so I start up here. So I can start up here, or up here on the box and play off the one-way. Or I can start back here and play off contact if we think they're going to go mid. This is kind of the bread and butter for a Cypher setup. Ways to slow them down and holding in the space. I'm able to stand in multiple places and I hold the space purely by the fact that if they try to push past, it's giving us info, and they're not getting that info, which gives us a major advantage in knowing where they are. Say this is an actual map. This camera would be very useful because it spots into mid. The entire range of the camera is holding space. So I have a 180-degree area of nothing but space hold. Wherever these are, the choke point and what's going through that choke point, this is holding the space. That's lethally holding the space. Learn corner cages. You're gonna think, oh, it's the flashy Acre the dog thing. It's not. This is being able to hide in a corner, turn around and go is very useful. No one's checking that. Learn like 1 or 2. Learn how to throw a line up for one. Where you go, oh, just down here and there. And boom, it lands perfectly. I'm not going to show you any corner cages today, but I will if you guys bug me enough. So yeah, remember cage lineups, and remember that the enemy does not want to push through your cage, but they will push through your cage. Cypher cage is one of the most pushed through kinds of smokes. Because people know that most Cyphers, including me, will do this. I'll do this, and then they're on site. Enjoyed. Adios. Arrivederci. Goodbye.